Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
NFL Network Analyst Brian Baldinger went in on Aaron Glenn for Sunday's debacle against the Broncos. We'll play you what you said, and we'll break down whether or not it's fair for his comments to go that hard at AG. Nick Shine will join us. A lot to talk about with the Jets. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Justice numbers are not good from this game. Is he going to be your quarterback next week, or would you consider?
What kind of question is that?
How much worse can it get for Aaron Glenn's Jets team? Can he salvage this season and give us something to be excited about? Every step of the journey, the Jake Asman Show will have you covered, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now. Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Reminder, make sure you RSVP to our free watch party for the Jets and the Bengals at Goldies Tavern in New York City. Once again, it's free to attend. You get a free beer included if you're wearing Jets or any Jake Asman or Asmaniac gear. It's a great spot. The game will be on most of the TVs with the sound on. We'll have some fun. We'll have a halftime raffle featuring a bunch of prizes like a framed Breece Hall jersey, signed Wayne Corbett football, signed Kevin Mawai jersey, and I'm working on some other stuff as well. So please RSVP. Takes 2 seconds. You RSVP so we could put your name in the raffle so we could do that at halftime of this game next Sunday. That's October 26th. Starts at 12:30, and the party lasts for as long as the game lasts. Maybe the Jets will win that game. Who knows? Let's say hello right now to a guy who will be attending the Jets game against the Panthers on Sunday. The great Nick Shine joins us now in his morning segment. Nick, appreciate you hopping on. I'm ready to tailgate with you on Sunday. We know the game is probably going to go poorly. That's how things usually go. But we know that we're going to have a great time with Tailgate Joe and everyone. Sunday, 9 a.m., tailgate starts. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm already stretching for my dance moves that I'm going to be putting out there with the DJ playing the 80s music. And I don't know, you might not be aware of 80s music, but it was a good time. It was a good time to be alive.
Can't wait. Lot E26. If you want to get the Nick Shine special Tailgate Joe discount rate, you see the options there to Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App Nick. It's $55, includes your tailgate for sure, all you can eat, non-alcoholic beverages, and you can blame the New Jersey State Police for why it's BYOB, but we're going to have a good time.
Might have some news on that at 11 o'clock. Stand by.
Ooh,
when Joe joins us. We might have some news. I've been teased with some information, so stand by on that.
Tailgate Joe will join us at 11 a.m. if you're watching the show live, so make sure you stick around for that. Nick, before we talk about some comments that Brian Baldinger made and just talk about the overall state of this team, I do want to start with the news yesterday involving one of my favorite Jets of all time, a Ring of Honor member, just one of the really good people that I've had a chance to interact with in my broadcasting career. That's Nick Mangold, who announced yesterday in a lengthy statement that he is seeking a kidney transplant. So the full statement you could see is on the screen there. And this is obviously so surprising, but it was amazing to see just the community support that Nick Mangold had, not just from Jet fans or Ohio State fans, but from really just all sports fans and anyone who knows Nick Mangold. But he revealed he's fighting for his life, and he's looking for someone that has the right match to be able to donate a kidney. And you can see all the info there is on the screen. If you just Google Nick Mangold kidney or just even Nick Mangold, you'll see there's a link where you can register if you want to specifically write that you want to donate your kidney to Nick Mangold here. So they're looking for someone with type O blood. So if that's possibly you and you want to help one of the great Jets ever, one of the really great guys, you see all the info there on the screen. I've gotten a chance to interview Nick probably 7-8 times. He came on our draft simulcast in 2024 when I was out in Vegas. I've had him on radio. I've had him in person at Super Bowl Radio Rows over the years. Could not be a better dude. So obviously wishing the best for Nick Mangold, and hopefully an Asmaniac or a Jet fan, just anyone that's willing to help Nick Mangold could certainly do so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The first thing I did was pull up the My Chart app and see that I'm A positive and ineligible, but I would have done it in a heartbeat. It brings awareness to donors, right? There's a lot of people out there, not just Nick, who do need a donor to save their life. So hopefully a lot of good can come out of this, and this brings awareness to that, and people donate. And if you can't help Nick, you can help others.
1000%. So wishing the best to Nick Mangold. Obviously, we're pulling for you, and we'll continue to try and raise awareness on our platform. So maybe someone out there could help Nick Mangold. With that said, let's hear from Brian Baldinger during his weekly spot on WFAN yesterday. They asked him all about the debacle in Denver and specifically how responsible the head coach is for what transpired. This was Baldy, who once again works for the Jets. The Jets pay him to do breakdowns. They pay him to come on and analyze stuff. So for him to be this critical, it's not nothing. Here's Baldinger yesterday on AJ.
And, sometimes, you got to find a hot hand. You got to get a hot hand. You got to find somebody that can make a play. They needed one play to win that game. That was winnable. The entire fourth quarter, that was a winnable game. And, you can lose it. But, Garrett had things to say to the coach going into halftime. That made no sense what they did in the final 37 seconds on 4th and 1 right there to let the clock run out, especially if you've got a field goal kicker that's 5 for 5 from beyond 50 yards.
Yep.
Like, if you can just figure out a way to, get the first down, clock it, get a first down, like, you go into halftime, with some points. So I thought there was some real mistakes being made.
So what is going on there? Is that all on Aaron Glenn? Is that his staff not being in his ear? How the hell do you bungle a halftime, going in halftime like that, not to mention the decision at the end of the game, somehow thinking that you would convert a 4th and 8 when you needed a field? I don't care if the field goal was 70 yards, kick the field goal, but is that all on Aaron Glenn? Is that his staff? How the hell does that happen?
Well, it's got to be on Aaron. I mean, you can have the staff like in his ear, but he's got to make the decision. Like we're going for. Like, I'm saying to myself in my hotel room, getting ready for my game. Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner are saying it. Every Jet fan is saying it. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you're just going to let it run out. You need points. The defense is playing great. Anything. Even if you just go up there on 4th and 1 and just threw a Hail Mary to Garrett, and you got a defensive pass interference, like, anything's better than let it run out.
Do you have an issue with
There's always time.
Yep.
I just thought that was a missed opportunity. Who knows if it's an opportunity or not?
Yeah.
But that's on the head coach. I mean, that's why he's not calling, plays. That's why he's supposed to be governing the game right there.
That's a good point. You got to at least try. You have an issue with Garrett chirping there? I didn't. How about you?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't say it's just the emotional of the game. He's trying to win.
Yep.
He's trying to win this game. He's like, what are we doing, coach? Like, I don't know what he was being said, but I'd be, if I wasn't saying it because I was just a grunt offense lineman, you want your stars to like challenge the coach in that spot. Like, come on. Garrett's out there going, I can beat, Patrick Surtain. These guys aren't unbeatable. Like, give us a chance here.
Well said. And I think the best point that Baldinger made, and I have yet to say this, but I've been thinking it, the fact that Aaron Glenn is not calling defensive plays, that means he's supposed to be on point in all the other aspects of the game, managing the clock, understanding how long the field goal distance is. I mean, his answer was laughable after that game on Sunday when he's talking about it being a 65 or a 68-yard field goal when it was a 62-yard field goal and your kicker, Nick Falk, had hit from 58 2 weeks prior. So I thought Baldy summed it up well. That's on the head coach. It starts with him. There could be people in his ear. The Jets do have someone that they hired specifically for game and clock management. But ultimately, these are decisions that Aaron Glenn has to make. He has to be better. Because right now, I'm sorry, he's the worst coach in the NFL until proven otherwise. They don't have a win. Their coach cost them a win. And I think there's 31 other coaches in the NFL that would have pulled the quarterback and went the tie rod at any point in that second half. So they got to figure it out quick, because if the wins start coming in December when there's no pressure and nothing else really matters at that point, you didn't show me anything. If you want to show us something that things are going to get better, you're learning from your mistakes, find a way to win some games coming up. I know it's not going to be easy without Garrett Wilson, but tough. Every team has injuries. Figure it out. I 1,000% agree with what Brian Baldinger just said.
Yeah. He hits the nail on the head. He wasn't over the top offensive. He was just 100% accurate. And it's so bad right now with Glenn that you can't find a positive to say. And you know me. Like, I will find a positive in anything, how little it may be. And it's bad game management. It's bad game awareness. It's bad situational awareness. It's over his head, man. And listen, it's early, right? It's 6 games. Maybe he figures it out. I mean, if you learn from your mistakes in life, I'm okay with you progressing. But it's getting worse. The more the pressure gets on him, the worse the decisions get. And I tell you right now, Jake, rest your lungs and your voice up, because the second Justin Fields holds the ball too long and takes a sack on Sunday, we're doing a "We Want Taylor" chant. There's no way I'm going to sit and watch Fields hold the ball time and time again. Now, I got something to ask you. This is something that popped into my head the other day. I was having a discussion in Discord. Is that Tanner Engstrand throwing him to the wolves to just say to Glenn he can't run my system? Like, I'm going to put him in the pocket to show you this is not the quarterback for me? Is that a possibility where he's just like, you know what? We know Fields can run. To sit in the pocket with him and shotgun and spread reading a defense when he can't do it? Is this Engstrand's plea to say, listen, this guy can't run? At least Tyrod was getting the ball out in Tampa Bay. He took a beating that game, but the ball was coming out time and time again. I don't know. Like, there's so many different scenarios to look at and angles to look at it. This is one that popped into my head the other day. You know, like, I will be completely honest with you. Do I want to lose football games? No. Do I want to win games? Yes. Did I want Fields to succeed? I don't think anyone wanted Fields to succeed more than I did. I was very vocal about it. His possibilities with his mobility, I was very excited for that. But I'm also self-aware to know this is not working. And right now, I want all in on the quarterback. Like, if that means losing, lose. But that's where I'm at, because I'm so sick and tired. We have fans who still complain about winning a meaningless game against the Rams in 21 or 20 to miss out on the number 1 pick with Trevor Lawrence. I'm at the point now, man, where get me the quarterback and let's fully reset the franchise. Like, we've never done that. We've ended up with the 6th pick. When we sucked for Sam, we had the 6th pick, and we had to trade up multiple 2s to get up to number 3. Get me the top quarterback, man. Let's get a full reset. If that means getting rid of Glenn, so be it. I personally
and you were a Glenn guy.
Engstrand.
Wow.
I don't want to lose Engstrand. I like the
6 games in, you were a Glenn guy. Wow.
I don't give a shit. If it means losing Glenn to get a quarterback, that's an easy trade, in my opinion.
Well, a couple things, though, right? Like, in a vacuum, sure, but it doesn't work that way, because the Jets aren't guaranteed to go, 0-17 or 1-16 or even 2-15,
but
right?
You're saying there's a chance.
Well, right now, the way they played, sure. Do I think it's going to be that bad? No, I do think this team is going to win a couple games here. I don't think they're going to be the first team ever to go 0-17. I still think there's talent on this team. Robert Saleh, with a way worse team, won 4 games his rookie year, right? Like, Rich Kotite didn't go winless. So I think
I would have 3 wins coaching this team right now, Jake.
Well, this just speaks volumes about how bad Aaron Glenn has been so far and why it needs to get dramatically better, because I do not care if he's in his first year. When you look this inept, and now the entire roster, the other coaches, everyone could see it, especially now everyone could see it that is not associated with the Jets, because that was a nationally televised game. This needs to get better quickly.
Yeah.
If they ever have another game like that, I don't know if Glenn could overcome it. And to those fans that are preaching patience, you have to ask yourself this. You think New England is happy they weren't patient with Mayo? You think Denver's happy they weren't patient with Nathaniel Hackett? You think Jacksonville's happy they weren't patient with Urban Meyer? Tennessee was patient with Brian Callahan. How'd that work? Now they're in a spot where, do they already ruin their young quarterback? Who knows what Cam Ward's future now is? You think Chicago is thrilled they gave Eberflus a chance to coach Caleb Williams last year after now seeing what Ben Johnson is doing with him? So we could say patience, and sure, that's fine. Glenn gets the year. There's 11 games to go. Show us something. Now, to your point on just tanking for the quarterback, Nick, they're going to be in position to get a quarterback. There's who will go in the first round. This team, at the bare minimum, we know is going to be picking around the top 5. They will be able to get a quarterback. It's just a matter of, do they pick the right quarterback? And even if they do, they pick the right quarterback with Darnold, but they failed to put him in the right spots from a roster and coaching standpoint. Do they then put the quarterback in the best position to succeed? And right now, anyone who wants Aaron Glenn to oversee the development of a young quarterback, you are out of your mind if you think that is a smart decision 6 games in.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll be there cheering for a victory week after week. If it doesn't happen, it's not going to be the end of the world for me. And it's been times where it's like that. So I like Engstrand. I'm 100% on Engstrand. And I fully admit I would hate to lose him, because I like what I see I just don't think he has the quarterback to run what he wants to run. And
Well,
Tanner
guess what?
Engstrand will go somewhere
If you-
else, and
well,
he
Nick,
will be a tremendous coach for, I think, many years to come.
Maybe.
And it's going to be that's the guy that got away. But I'm willing to take that risk to move on if we're that bad. And it's not about being bad. It's about being inept. And if Glenn is inept at coaching and making decisions that are just mind-boggling and not knowing the situation and not knowing the field goal range and not knowing the marker that you need to get to and not talking to Banjo, hey, if we get to here, he might be able to kick this here. Like, that's conversations you have pregame. How do you not know? Like, that's the part that upsets me with Glenn. It's inept. There's things that just an NFL coach needs to know situationally, and he doesn't. So I don't care
Nick,
about the win
hold
losses.
on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I don't care about Tanner Engstrand because if they fire Aaron Glenn, they're going to hire an offensive coach that's going to be there for the quarterback. So I don't care about Engstrand. Has he been awful? No. I think there's some things I like. I think guys are open, but he also has shown no ability to adapt in game. Not having any screens called, Brees Hall going an entire game without a target, not having anything for Fields with his legs, RPOs, and in the counter game.
Yeah.
So you could talk about Engstrand. That's fine. I think he's been okay. And if I got to lose him, who gives a flying F if you're this bad? Everyone's bad if you're this bad.
That's fair. What are we doing? We're giving Kingsbury a blank check?
I want someone that's been a head coach before that's an offensive guy. So Cliff Kingsbury comes to mind. He developed Kyler Murray. Look what he's doing as an OC with Jaden Daniels. I would love to see Kevin Stefanski be the guy. If you could go to the playoffs twice in Cleveland, I think you could handle
multiple
the New
coach
York
of the
Jets.
year. Yes. Yeah.
Stefanski. I would look at other guys. Mike McCarthy's out there. I don't think they ever would do it, but I would at least have the conversation with John Gruden, who's an offensive guy and has developed quarterbacks in his career. There's guys. Like, that's the whole point. So, look, it sucks we're here, but that's why this game on Sunday that you and I are going to be at, it's an important game. Show us something. Every team in the league has injuries. I don't care if Garrett Wilson's not playing. That's obviously a big blow, but you know what? Why do they not have any depth at wide receiver? Because Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji thought they were good enough with how they were going to run their team and this offense. Oh, we don't need more playmakers. So it's all on them, man. Let's not forget Darren Muji was referred to by Woody Johnson as Glenn's sidekick. So there's not moves that are being made here without Aaron Glenn signing off on it. So ultimately, everything with this team falls on the head coach because he's also the de facto general manager. And that was a lot of power to give to a guy who's never been a head coach before, right? It worked with Kyle Shanahan, but then you bring in other guys in history that have never done it, and it's overwhelming for them. And that's unfortunately what we're seeing so far. And I just don't know how you come back from how bad that game was. You need to show real improvement, and the improvement has to start now, not in December when you win 2 of your last 3 and try and sell us on progress being made. It has to happen now when you're playing teams in your weight class in October and early November. You're playing 3 games coming up against teams that you should have a chance to win. You're playing at home against a Carolina team that's been terrible on the road. You opened as a slight favorite. You're playing the Bengals, who have been an absolute mess since Joe Burrow got hurt. And then you play the Browns, who have been almost as bad as the Jets in a lot of games this year, and their quarterback is completely overmatched. Those are 3 winnable games. Can you win 2 of them? Can you show us something, Aaron Glenn? The bar has never been lower. Show us something. Otherwise, the one and done conversation is only to get louder, and it is all justified.
You're 100% right. I have one question. Do you think, with the lack of wide receivers brought in, that it might be a whole organizational mantra of we go get the quarterback in 26?
No.
You take Membu, you take Taylor, you're putting in pieces for a young quarterback to come in long term.
No, they wanted to win. They wanted to win. They gave Justin Fields $30 million guaranteed.
Yeah, but what you say publicly and what your plan is behind the scenes could be.
You think their plan was to start 0-6 and be inept?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Don't twist that. What I'm saying is they built it for a future quarterback to come in. Fields' deal. Fields' deal tells me that it's all right. This is this year.
Well,
next
we knew what
year,
it was.
The money
it was
dropped.
A lottery ticket. It was a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
But they also wanted to build an infrastructure for Fields or whoever the quarterback is, right? But they thought they could scheme guys open. And you know what? Engstrand at times has done that, but Fields won't deliver the ball on time or be accurate with it. So I think it's a combination of a lot. But let's not forget, they just gave Fields this job with no competition whatsoever. Glenn said we're going to let him play quarterback. We don't think he's been coached properly. You can't say all this and now walk it back like, we're actually tanking all along. That's the other thing. Be patient with Glenn. Nah, man. He talked and ran his mouth and took shots at the previous staff and said that Fields has never been coached properly. And Justin Fields went out there and had the worst game of his career on Sunday under your coaching, Aaron Glenn. So please give me a break. Uh-oh.
Have been what?
The Nick Shine internet was just acting up there.
We're good?
I think we're good. Well, I'm a Jet fan. I'm not good.
Yeah, I'm not good either. This is the amount of people that we're going to see at the game with us on Sunday behind me.
A lot of people dressed up as empty seats for early Halloween.
Well, if you look at it, they built it to look like the Minecraft field. Like the seats are camouflaged, so you can't tell how empty the stadium is. Both Jets and Giants planned to have a lot of empty seats.
It's unreal. Let me tell everyone about our giveaway today because it's an awesome one. In honor of the fact that the Jets desperately need to find wide receivers, let's throw it back to the time they had a really great wide receiver that they did not need to use a first-round pick on. That's Lavernius Coles. We're giving away a signed Lavernius Coles helmet at the end of the stream. If you gift the channel membership, you're entered to win at the end of the show. Or if you send in a $10 super chat or higher, you're also qualified to win as well. If you don't win, don't worry. Why don't you enter anyway? Because you have a chance on Tuesday to win one of our 3 weekly prizes: a signed Joe Namath helmet, a signed Wayne Corbett football, and a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to shout out the Great Black Gypsy for being the first Asmaniac to enter the raffle today. Hit it. From Super Chat. This one is from Mike Perez, who's in the raffle for 2. He says, can't keep lying to myself. Glenn isn't the guy. Worst 6-game sample. I don't want a Darnold situation part 2. That was our franchise QB. The Pats are in first place again, guys, and we're still SOJ. Yeah, the Pats, who sucked worse than the Jets last year, are now in first place with a real coach. Funny how that works.
Yeah, it's listen, I'm gonna look within. I'm gonna focus on our team, than more than I am others, but there is a path to success in the NFL. And if you get the quarterback and you get the coach right, you can change your franchise around instantly. And it's still the Jets not having the coach and not having the quarterback. So listen, an average quarterback, Jake, I make that throw. That throw to Fields, to Wilson, that got Wilson hurt at the end of the game because he had to twist and contort his body and fall the wrong way, and now we lose him for a couple of weeks. I will show you, Jake. I don't even know how you run, or anyone. Pick anyone at the tailgate Sunday, and I will make that throw on the chest without knowing how they run. Garrett and Fields should be connected on that. That's an easy pitch and catch, and it's 2 yards behind them. It's frustrating to watch. It's frustrating to watch Fields in shotgun before the ball is even snapped. I'm aggravated because I'm like, why is he in shotgun again? Why is he spread reading the defense? He can't do it. Are there option routes? Is he waiting for Wilson to cut because he doesn't read what Wilson sees? Like, I need to know more on why this is so bad between them. That should be an easy pitch and catch. Go to the pylon. Hit the pylon, make it out, get the first down, out of bounds. Every NFL team can do that. And we get a guy who's twisting, contorting, getting injured, trying to get the ball on him, and then knocks the ball away on the ground. It's only the Jets. And I hate that. It's an easy pitch and catch, man. Not that that's – listen, we played horrifically offense. One of the worst offensive games we ever seen. And we wasted the defensive effort of the year. The defense was dominant. So if we're going to talk positives, right, here's a few. 2 penalties. Okay, we screamed and yelled about the penalties and how horrible we are with them. We got 1 penalty in the first 4 minutes of the game, and then we got 1 the last 56 minutes. All right, can you keep that the norm? Right? Can you keep it under 5 or 6 a game? That would be really nice change going forward, right? But how do you not move the ball? How do you not call rollouts? How do you not get him out of the pocket? How do you not throw a dump off to Brees when the outside linebackers are blitzing? Mason Taylor didn't even get to run his route on the last play of the game because his guy blitzed. Most teams, if that's Mahomes and Kelsey lets the blitzer go and just turns and waits for the catch. It turns it into a 12, 15-yard gain. Taylor's weakly trying to block the guy, and then Fields has no dump off. So it's just the whole offense is it's sad, man. It's really sad. It sucks. There's so many opportunities that we're missing, and it's almost fucking mathematically impossible to miss on every single one. Folk is the only one that doesn't miss, and they don't give him a chance. I said it. I stormed out of the house the other day as soon as Fields got sacked to end the game, and I made it short. I would rather Folk with the opportunity to win the game. Even if he falls short, you take the chance of you could win the game rather than a guaranteed loss with Fields in the pocket without Garrett Wilson because he wasn't even out there for the last play because he got hurt. What if they run into the kicker because they're trying to block it to win the game? What if they jump off sides? Like, there's so many positives that could have happened, and the one guaranteed negative was Fields in the pocket trying to read the defense. That's the part that I don't get. You don't give faith to the guy that you should have no faith in, and that's what they did Sunday. And that's the part that I think people, if Glenn says go kick it, and Folk hits the crossbar or it gets tipped because he's got to kick it lower to drive, all right, you had a chance to win the game. You played horribly and you had a chance to win. But putting the game on Fields' arm is an asinine coaching decision. And I'm off the Glenn wagon until he shows he can improve and he can help put his team in situations to win. And when he gets in the situation to win, make the right goddamn call, dude.
He's been terrible. There's no justification.
He stinks.
That's right.
Did I do that right?
Right. You did.
I'm not in the
That's
car.
right.
Did I do that right?
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Hey, at least we have those moral victories, though, against your boy Aaron Rodgers. Never forget, Nick. Papa Jet enters the signed Lavernius Coles helmet raffle at the end of the show for one. Thank you, Papa. Kyle Clifton with a super chat here says Kingsbury, Brady, McCarthy, Nagy, Clint Kubiak, and Zach Robinson should be the candidates. Well, if they're going to do any first timer, it has to be an offensive guy. I mean, they need to me, hire someone who's offensive end has done it before, but there is no scenario where you could hire another defensive first timer. There's just no way.
Zero. Especially if you're going to be Woody and you're going to make the call and you're going to get rid of Glenn after 1 year, there's no way you even interview a defensive coach. Like, obviously, you're going to have to interview some people, maybe interview Wilkes, like just as a courtesy because he'd still be on the staff. You give him an opportunity to interview for the job. But other than that, dude, it's got to be. You got to get with the modern day NFL. And the modern day NFL has either an elite overall head coach or an offensive coach.
Bo C with a super chat in the raffle for two. He says, in my opinion, the jury's still out on Tanner. If I don't see a screen pass, Brees on short routes, Mason Taylor utilized extensively this week, that Tanner joins the incompetent crew. It's not hard. Well, I think Bo C brings up a great point, right? As you talk about this game Sunday. We know there's no Garrett Wilson. We know that Garrett Wilson, by far and away, is their only offensive weapon at the wide receiver spot. The next closest player with receptions to I think the 36 Garrett has is 8 from Reynolds. So speaks volumes about where we're at. You need to see almost like a service academy type of offensive game plan. Like Fields needs to be used like he is the ultimate option quarterback. They need to get Brees involved, not just as a runner, but in the screen game. For Brees to go a full game for the first time in his career in his 4th season without catching a pass is just sheer incompetence by the play caller and the quarterback and the head coach for not saying, hey, why don't we try and get something going with Brees? Remember, Aaron Glenn, he said that he's not a defensive coach. So if I'm going to take this guy at his word, then he's able to identify things that can help the football team win, right? Mike Tomlin's not a defensive coach. He coaches the whole team. So that's where your head coach has to say, hey, Tanner, here's the game plan. Let's get Fields involved as a runner. Let's get the screen game going. The Jets never run screens. Your only chance of winning this week is to be creative with your play designs because you don't have the weapons. Garrett Wilson's your only legitimate target. Mason Taylor's solid, but he's a rookie. And everyone else is just a guy. Like, the Jets are the worst wide receiver room in the NFL. That included Garrett. Now, there's not a wide receiver room in the NFL that you would take the Jets over at this point.
No.
Without Garrett.
No, absolutely not. For those of you looking for a glimmer of hope, our best drive of the game was the opening drive, the second half, and Garrett Wilson was off the field for the entire drive. That's all I got, Jake. That's all I could say. Fields left the drive after the first play with his hand over like his hip, his lower back hip. Never came back in for the rest of that drive. And I know he's your boy. I love Rich Eisen, the podcaster. Rich Eisen, the play-by-play game announcer, horrific. No information coming to us. Wilson leaves. Him and Warner. Warner's worried about tweeting than doing the game. Like, it was a horrible game broadcast. Now, I know we get CBS a lot with our games, and I I&E was the greatest. Kevin Harlan, these guys who give you information the entire game. And I just thought the game broadcast, the cameras with the producers, the director, horrible job. They don't even show the fake punt. Like the overall game broadcast on the NFL Network was dog shit.
Oh, yeah.
There's no other way around it. Like the total product is just horrific. And the kick return where Nwangu had a good break, you're looking from the camera above, and like they weren't prepared for him to return it. Like he went off camera for a second. It was just bad. It was overall bad. And I hated it. I hated that game the other day for many more reasons than just the Jets.
I mean, the production is it's with these international games. It's terrible. Some of that stuff though is not on the play-by-play or the color guys. It's on the lack of information from the producers or the directors working with that crew to relay info back to the announcers. So, but I'm with you. I feel you.
Yeah, we didn't even see the fake punt. We got the special teams coach hopping down the sideline. Like, what is the camera on him for? What are we focused on that for?
That's on the director and the producers in the truck. Yeah. So 100%. Hit the like button if you guys are just tuning in. Make sure you guys like the video. Reminder about our watch party for the Bengals game. Free beer included if you're there wearing Jets or Asmaniac gear. Goldies Tavern. Take the train right to Penn Station. It is a 3-minute walk from there. So super easy to get to commiserate, watch the Jets all together. Link to RSVP is in the description. For those watching live, the link to RSVP is in the live chat. And if you don't RSVP, I can't put you in the halftime raffle to win a bunch of awesome signed items. Abu_Jacob. I don't know who this actually is because YouTube did the stupid thing where people's usernames are now coming up as @ and then whatever. So
I had that for like 3 weeks and then it went back and there was no reason. There's nothing Jake or anyone can do. It just randomly happens on channels right now.
Brutal. Jake, do you think Fields has a permanent concussion? That's why he can't read the field. No, I don't. Maybe he's more hesitant to run because he got banged up. But if that's the case, then take him out because the reality is this. If Justin Fields can't use his legs, he's Zach Wilson. Because, right, that's what I'm saying. Like Fields, the whole point of having Fields is that there's the threat of him to run at any point, and that allows you to open things up in your play calling. If he is not willing to take off, if they have nothing designed for even the threat of him running, he's horrible. He's the worst quarterback in the league if that's the case. His ceiling's higher than Tyrod's if he could run. If he can't run and he's just a pure pocket quarterback, he's the worst quarterback of any starter in the NFL. He's worse than Zach Wilson from just a pure being in the pocket standpoint.
Which leads to my question earlier. Did Angstrand throw Fields to the Wolves to just say, like, I can't run this with him? Angstrand had Taylor for a game, and Taylor was getting the ball out of the pocket. Same exact situation. Zach Rosenblatt had the tweet with the amount of time for Fields' sacks. It's not on the offensive line. There was one that was less than 2.5 seconds. You're supposed to have the ball out within 2.5 seconds as an NFL quarterback. And it was 7.7, 4, 3.9, 3.8, 3.2. Yeah, there it is. So look at that. It's not like it's 1.4 and the line was completely messing up. These guys are, to block for 3 seconds in the NFL, the quarterback should have the ball out of his hands. And if that's the case, he takes only 2 of these sacks if he's out within 3 seconds. So it's on Fields, man. It's not Membu. It's not Olu. They got beat once. The 2.1 is a legit NFL sack. The rest, we were just gifting Denver. Fields was giving them their paycheck. He was getting Nick Bonito a bigger paycheck because they're just stacking their stats with him being inept. If your quarterback and your head coach are inept, you do not have a chance in the NFL. And we did not have a chance.
The craziest
field goals that we made were gifts. The offense didn't even get us those drives. They went 3 and outs on the turnover that we finally got and the kick return.
Dude,
they did nothing.
The defense set up all their points but 3 of them. The defense got them a safety. The defense went out there and got them the field goal. And defense that has special teams, of course, because the long kickoff set up another field goal, 100%. And the staff from Samini, I keep showing. I mean, he was pressured on 16 of his 29 dropbacks. And then on the 16 plays he was pressured, he only threw the ball 4 total times. You got to throw the ball. And nothing shows me you're incompetent more than the 4th and 8 when the game is on the line, dude. You can't take a sack there. Even if you get picked off, you got to just throw it up and give somebody a chance to make a miracle play.
You get a holding. You get something. Same thing with my theory with kicking it. If you kick it, maybe they jump. Maybe they run into the kicker. You cannot eat that ball and bend over and duck.
Anything. You cannot.
Why are you getting mad? It's Wednesday.
On the last play of the game. It's unacceptable.
Horrible quarterback play. Horrible decision making. Making no decisions is worse than that. I'd rather you throw and get a pick than just eat the ball 9 fucking times. I'm out.
Let me ask you this.
I'm out.
The question to Aaron Glenn about considering benching his quarterback. Obviously a very unfair question, right?
Justin's numbers are not good from this game. Is he going to be your quarterback next week, or would you consider?
Man, what kind of question is that?
I'm in the stadium at the same time, bro. I'm good though.
An unfair question.
To bark back after that performance shows your lack of awareness. Shows it shows your ineptitude, because you should not watch that game and go to the microphone and be like, yeah, what kind of question is that? How do you have his back after that? You know what? Here's the right answer, Jake. We got to look at the film. We got to coach him up. We got to see the mistakes that he made, and we got to go from there. We'll sit down as a staff and we'll discuss the plan going forward. There you go. Simple. That answer is as bad to me as the Zach Wilson answer in New England a couple of years ago, when we had no offense and Zach was like, no, it ain't our fault. Like, now you're saying, no, it ain't Fields' fault. Like, you were just the Zach Wilson of coaches right there.
Zach Wilson of coaches. It's just.
There you go. You're going to use that line again, aren't you?
It never ends, man. It never ends. I'm so disgusted.
Gator just got to work on a new clip. Zach Wilson of coaches.
Just brutal. Let me say this, right? It has to get better at some point for the Jets, right? Like, there's no way it could be any worse. But here's the problem. Every time we say that, they just keep digging. So I'm done saying that we haven't hit rock bottom yet, or there can't be another game like this again. Like, why am I supposed to expect there to be any improvement based on anything we've seen so far?
You can lose a game, and you can coach it and play call it to perfection, and you just got beat. Ball didn't bounce your way. Ref made a bad call at the wrong time. We've seen games get lost that way. We can't stand for this. This is not NFL quality coaching.
It is not. Ladies and gentlemen.
New York Jets, baby. We're built to be shit.
Aaron Glenn, take it away.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're shit.
Let me tell you something. If you ever have to step in bleep, there's maybe no better thing to be wearing than Brunt workwear boots. That's right. That's how you weave in today's awesome sponsor. That is Brunt and their incredible boots. They were nice enough to send me my own last month. The weather's going to be good Sunday, Nick, but if the weather was going to be rough, I'd be rocking these to MetLife. These are awesome. They sent me the Omen boots. I love the comfort right out of the box. I've never had boots that actually were this comfortable that you didn't really have to even break in. The durability on them is great. They felt good right away. But I can't say enough good things about Brunt and their boots. So I know a lot of people listen to the show when they're at work. We got some people that are in manual labor or in construction. I hear from listeners all the time that are always telling me that they're listening to the show from their construction sites and whatnot. But these are awesome. These are the most durable and comfortable pair of boots that I have ever rocked. Highly recommend it. I'll show you guys the one I purchased right there. I got the Omen soft toe. You see it there on your screen. If you want a discount on it, Brunt has given me a promo code to share. The promo code is Asman. That's my last name, ASMAN. And you'll get $10 off. So go to bruntworkwear.com/Asman. Put in that promo code. I got a wide foot, so I got the wide version of this. But I'm telling you, for anyone who's looking for a pair of awesome and comfortable work boots, can't recommend Brunt Workwear enough. So again, use that promo code Asman and you're good to go. After the order, they might even ask where you heard about Brunt, and do me a favor and say you heard about it from this show. That's bruntworkwear.com. Listeners get $10 off your Brunt boots when you use that code Asman at checkout. Shout out to Brunt for being today's sponsor. Open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. Super chats will continue to cut the line. We are giving away a signed Lavernius Coles helmet. Costs just $5 to enter the raffle. If you give the membership to someone in the community, we'll put you down and spin the Wheel of Champions at the end of the show. Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline. It's open. Links pinned. And first up today is a man who claims he only has 1 point to make. I'm not buying it.
Get ready for Neil. He will make 13 points about the New York Jets and maybe hump a Patriots jersey. Get ready for Neil. He's probably smoking a big fat cigar and burning his house to the ground. That's Neil.
God help us.
That's a great jersey. We should put that one on the giveaway.
I don't think God could help us, Neil.
Hey,
Well,
don't say that.
Jesus Christ couldn't fix this.
He just
team
hasn't
right now.
chosen to yet.
Okay,
you
let's go
know,
with that
let me
then.
tell you something, Nick. You got my respect, Nick, for that comment you made earlier about, not being a Glenn truther and kind of, looking at things from a.
How can you support him right now? Like
It's
you
tough.
can't have
It's
blind
tough.
support, right? You can have faith, but you can't just blind support someone when you see somebody looking that inept. Like you got to show us something. You got to make the right calls. You got to make the right decisions. You got to have the right tactics. He doesn't. As of today,
What you did, Nick, is exactly what I did. Why the F didn't we try to kick the goddamn field goal? Enough.
Yeah.
I mean, 62 yards. Doesn't Aaron first he said it was 68.
it's not 1983 anymore. Guys are kicking 55-yarders that are hitting the net 6-7 yards up.
Because the NFL is giving these guys a chance to inflate the ball, make it however they want it. 60 is the new 50. I mean, 60 is not an unmakeable field goal. It's not like Nick Folk is going to look. If anything,
Neil, Jake, we need a shirt with a picture of Neil on it that says 60 is the new 50. Can you get on that?
That's right. Thank you. Everything, including
New
life.
merch item, Neil.
60 is the new 50. That's my set. That's it, baby. I like that, Nick. You want to associate that with the put in there. That's nice. Anyway, look, here's my point for the day. We have a roster that I would argue right now is top 22 out of 32 teams. Is that a fair place to put us right now? What do you think, Jake and Nick? Could you argue that we're better?
I haven't done the measurements against other teams to like fully comment on it.
I'm talking about roster right now. Forget about the first 6 games. This is our roster. This is the other 32 teams. I say we're 22 out of 32 is I can make an argument we're better than 10 teams.
I don't think it's unreasonable.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Let's just say it's
you
not
got a very good
unreasonable.
offensive line. You got a top end wide receiver. You got 2 pass rushers. You got Quinnen at D tackle. You got Sauce at corner. You got nice pieces. But here's the problem.
Right. If we didn't have
nice pieces, right? It's like when the New Jersey Nets traded for all these guys. You got nice pieces. You got nice names. Good coaching brings teams together. And we don't have the team coming together.
Forget about the coaching. So let's just take a review of the first 6 games quickly. 4 of the games we played are against teams that have better rosters than us. Steelers have a better roster than us. Bills, the 4 teams. Steelers,
Tampa.
Bills, Bucks have a better roster than us. Can't argue that.
No.
And Denver, the team we just played, they have a better roster than us. The 2 teams clearly, I could argue we have a better roster than right now is Dallas and Miami. I think we could argue that, although it'll be close, right, guys? I think it's close, right?
I think you could argue. Well, I mean, I don't think Pittsburgh's roster is that much better than the Jets roster. I think that's why they played them as tight as they did week 1. There was just no film yet on what this offense for the Jets was going to look like. Honestly, I think the Jets are on par with some of these with some of these teams you even mentioned. Like, I don't think it's that. I don't think the disparity is that great. And even if the teams that you're talking about do have slightly better rosters, it all comes down to coaching. Because if you're well coached, you could win games.
Let's just assume. Let's just say, okay, from an Aaron Glenn standpoint, that it is his first year. It's Angstrom's first year. He's going to have some bumps and bruises that go throughout the first year, coaching blunders. Look, Herm Edwards was a blunder machine. I watched Joe Walton pick his nose all game. I mean, I saw coaching that was really, really bad. See, here's the thing that Aaron Glenn reminds me about. His arrogance and his losses and his coaching blunders, like you said, Nick, he's not cognizant of it. And it reminds me, Rich Kotite was just like that. Rich Kotite was thought like he was the best coach in the league. I mean, that's a problem when the coach doesn't have that, like, look, it's on me. I got to look a little bit. And, when he comes out there with the bluster, that's a problem. But let's just say he fixes that. But here's what I got to say. Panthers, we have coming up. We have arguably a better roster than them. Bengals, same thing. Browns, yes. Patriots, let's say now they're looking like they have a better roster than us, but let's just say we split with the Patriots because their roster is good and they have a superior coaching situation.
We split with the Patriots, Jake will go streaking through Times Square.
What's that?
If we split with the Patriots, Jake will go streaking through Times Square. I'll put my name on it right now.
It wouldn't be, look, if we start winning the games we're supposed to win and we go into that Patriot game 3-6, it wouldn't be like that bad of a thought to maybe pull one out, especially at home.
I'll tell you why it would be, Neil, because it's a short week in their building and it's Mike Vrabel versus Aaron Glenn. So we have no chance.
Well, okay, but maybe the home game we have a chance. But then you got the Saints, the Jaguars, and the Bills, which may be putting their third team out there because they got the thing. My point is this, guys. If we get through that, the weaker parts of our schedule on teams that we have a better roster in and we win those games, then maybe we could take a little bit of a bigger glance at an overall year with the coaching staff and not just kick them to the curb is my point.
If we win improvement though, Neil, that's the whole point.
I get it. My point is, if we win, Jake, let me ask you this, Nick. You're down on Glenn right now. I know we're all down on him. Look, I wouldn't be upset if we just knocked him out of the box now, but it's irrelevant.
You're a good guy, Neil, because I know you feel bad for him, but it has to get better.
I don't feel bad, Jake. I feel bad for nobody. Okay? I hear people, I feel bad for Justin Fields. Some guy said he had epilepsy or something when he was younger, and that might be the reason he's sitting there in the pocket, not throwing the ball away. I should hope our medical staff did a little test on his epilepsy before they gave him $40 million goddamn dollars. I feel sorry for nobody that puts a uniform on. You know who I feel sorry for? Us.
The fans, yeah.
What the fuck? These guys, they're all making money. They don't give a shit. When they get in the locker room, they put their pads on the thing. They get out. They joke around. They go have dinner. They don't give a shit that they lost the game. They're pissed about it for about 10 minutes, and then they're on to their next
I think
game.
Some of them do care, but no,
not like us, Jake.
No, of course not.
We're sitting here. Our guts are fucking coming out of our stomachs.
I did not have Neil quoting Kendrick Lamar in this call.
Who's Kendrick Lamar?
Exactly. Not like us. He did the halftime show this year at the Super Bowl, and his song is Not Like Us.
Well, I know.
Any relation to Bad Bunny?
Yeah, I know a lot about Bad Bunny as much as Joe Beningo does. That's who I know. So, like I said, let's see what happens. Let's get it 1 week at a time. Let's get the first goddamn W out of the way, and then let's evaluate it week by week. I will say this: if they win 5 or 6 games, like you said, Jake, if they don't win until the last 2 or 3 games of the season, by then 90% of the fan base, they'll be flying planes.
You got to get a few W's before Thanksgiving. You got to win a couple of these games. You got to show improvement. You got to show aptitude on the sideline as a head coach. You have to raise the water level of the team and the program that you're running. If not, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to make itself. It's going to fan itself out. We really realize now. I don't think there's any question in our minds that Justin Fields is not the answer. Obviously he's just not the answer.
Yeah.
He's just
the
not
only
there.
answer he is what's the problem? It's the only.
Oh God,
answer.
it's just this is. I can't believe we're watching worse quarterback play than we've ever had, and that is a low bar, the lowest bar of any team in the NFL by far. So I mean, Joshua Dobbs, or you could take a guy off the street. I mean, I would be more excited Sunday if we had Flacco under center with our offensive line. I mean, there's not many quarterbacks I can honestly say I would rather not have than Justin Fields trotting out there on Sunday. I can't name one or two that I'd rather have him come out.
I would rather take Nathan Peterman throwing 5 interceptions in a game.
Oh.
At least throwing
And,
the fucking ball.
And exactly. And really the bothersome part of this thing is, again, there was 3 or 4 horrendous blunders by Glenn. But one of the most horrendous blunders was him not taking Fields out of the game for at least that last drive or the last quarter of the game. That shows total ineptitude as a coach. That's part of what you do. Because you go out, you go with because look, Tyrod Taylor is a good quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback.
You have a legit backup for this exact scenario. If Fields didn't have it, go spark your team, win the game.
Tyrod Taylor, especially when he comes on the field now, the defense had us down. I mean, Vic Fangio could have taken a nap. We were doing the same shit drive after drive after drive. There was no changes. There was nothing different. Not a single screen, not a single check down, not a single throw to Brees, not a single throw to Taylor. Nothing but, him staring at Garrett Wilson, looking for him to be open, and then still not pulling the trigger. That was a real bad coaching blunder. And I'm going to tell you something. If he thinks he's anything like Bill Parcells, I could tell you a guarantee. Forget about anybody else. Bill Parcells would have yanked Justin Fields games ago. He would be trying something else. He yanked Neil O'Donnell after they gave him a major contract when the guy was in a Super Bowl. He yanked him for Ray Lucas. Okay.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Oh, no, Meyer.
Neil O'Donnell was the quarterback in 96 and 97. Ray Lucas came in 99 to replace Rick Meyer after Vinny went down in week 1. They went with Rick Meyer for a few weeks.
Right. I'm saying Parcells.
That tweet from Drew, I corrected him.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Parcells pulled
Glenn Foley for Vinny.
For Foley, and Foley played great.
Yeah, Foley was the starter in 98, and then
he started 0-2, and then he went to Vinny.
The point being, guys, you got to, when somebody's that bad and is having that bad of a game and clearly is not even, first to not change, and this is where I get on Angstram. When you don't make adjustments coming out of halftime and you're still doing the same shit and you're not, you should be saying at halftime, hey, we know what Justin does well. He runs. He's a first read quarterback. If the first read's not open and he takes off, that's where he's had success in his career. That's why he ran for 1,000 yards with the Bears, because he did one read and he took off. So if he can't do that, then either he said, I don't want to run, or I don't know, something must have happened, because that is the most simplistic change you can make on offense. Wouldn't you say, Nick and Jake? Wouldn't that be simplistic?
I would be remiss if I didn't point out, you're saying that you have 1 point was the equivalent of me telling my ex-wife that I was only going out for 1 beer and coming home like 8 hours later.
Here's your shirt, though, Neil. Looks good on you.
Who the hell is that guy? That's not that guy.
Who the hell is this Bad Bunny guy?
What is this? Who is this guy? Bad freaking Bunny. What is that?
Good call, Neil. Very good call. 1 point. Everyone knows the rules. We should make those shirts.
Yes.
1 bite, everyone knows the rules. 1 point, everyone knows the rules, because Dave takes several bites. It's never just one, which is the bit there.
Neil had 1 point, and we came up with 2 shirts for him.
Big fella, super chat, cuts the line. Longest 1 point ever, LOL. Neil's too funny. That's why Neil was in the Final Four. And Neil, we didn't even talk about this. I'm bringing Neil back on for a second. Neil, did you see the committee put you number 1 for the month of September in the rankings?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I see I'm getting on the better side of the committee. I know some of the people in the committee were not too very high on my disgust with getting rid of Aaron Rodgers, and they didn't like that we wanted that. Jake.
No, I think most of the committee wanted Rodgers back. I did. Gator did. Right. Sham, I believe, did. I don't know where Rich and Tom Ace stood on it. Nick didn't, but I think both wanted it. I like you, Neil. We all love you.
I love you guys. You know,
Yeah, that had nothing to do with that. Didn't factor in.
It's just your calls. There's something that you could have whatever opinions you want. It's a sports show.
I want you guys are my look. I basically try to talk everybody off the ledge. I'm really good at talking people off the ledge. That's my, if there's anybody,
we would have been
by the
happier
way,
if it happened, Gator.
If there's anybody hanging on the top of a building ready to jump, call me. I can talk them off the ledge. I'm really good at that. Okay, I can't talk myself off.
How much experience do you have with talking people off of a ledge in life?
I have all my family are Jet fans, so you can imagine quite a few. And I make them Jets fans.
Maybe
so
you got to start pushing them instead.
It wouldn't work for my family. Trust
you got to help them out.
Come to the game Sunday. Come to the game Sunday. We need
Dad,
you.
Don't bother talking me off the ledge. I'm up here because of your stupid Jets, Mets, and everything else you made me be a fan of. That's why I'm on the ledge.
Neil, you're a legend. All right, some super chats here. Then we got some great callers currently on hold. I want to make sure we get to legend. Henny says Broncos begged us to beat them. Jets said, nah, we good. That's exactly what it was like. Quill Ross says, Jake, you're still the GOAT. Love your channel. Thank you, Quill. And I'm here every day. I mean, the more the Jets lose, the worse this channel does as far as growth and views and revenue and all that. So the diehards I know are always going to be here. And, on we go. Hollywood Rio says the Jets are like a super car stuck in traffic, built for greatness, surrounded by chaos. This is like a chat GBT super chat here, waiting for the light to turn green. When it does, everyone's getting smoked. Hashtag gangrene. Would you throw in chat GBT, come up with like a poem about the Jets mess? I use chat GBT. I know what this is, Hollywood Rio. No way you wrote this, but well done. You're in the raffle for 2. Classic. You want to know how you know it's always chat GBT? If you see anyone that's using the little dash mark, dead giveaway, it's ChatGPT, just so you know.
I'll never use it again in a text. Or from now on, I'm texting you with just the hash marks in it. Hey, Jake, how's your day? Dash. Hope it's well.
Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. Jay Quest is on the line. Hello, Mr. Quest.
What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we hear
you.
Nice
Buddy.
buddy.
What's up? Representing, Jake. I'm going to ShopRite, Nick's favorite store.
Hell yeah.
So, what's it going to take you to not have Glenn get fired? Like, is it 3 wins, 4 wins? Like, where are you guys at on that?
I don't need the win amount. I need quality coaching. You can be coaching the game correctly and just get beat.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? It's not winning the game because you can win a game with a coach making awful decisions.
But it needs to be both, though. They can't be 3.
I need the eye test. Like, I need the eye test. He has to pass the eye test because right now it's an F. It's the F is for fire him. Like, right now, you got to get better as a coach.
He definitely played scared at the end of the half, right? Because I was watching the end of the half, and I was like, "Holy shit! Don't fuck this up! Don't do anything." That's how they played, right? They're like, "Oh fuck it, let the half play out." And you shouldn't, as a coach, you shouldn't think that way. I was thinking that way because I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna fuck this up somehow."
But it's still dumb because you could still play that way and throw a Hail Mary, which he admitted he screwed up, but it didn't make any sense because they ran a fake on that current drive. So you need to decide, are you aggressive or not? I need to see, to answer your question, Jay Quest. Better coaching overall, and we'll know what that looks like. Like, you can never have anything close to what we just witnessed. That happens twice in the same year. If you can't learn from that, you got to go. I don't care. Like, that's Hackett bad. That's Urban Meyer bad. I do not care. He has to go. And I got to see some wins, man. Like, and the wins can't be you win 2 of your last 3 to go from 2 wins to 4 because you beat the Saints and then the Bills resting their starters the last game of the year. Like, it has to be some wins now when the season is, like, for us, it's like over, but like, they're 0-6. Like, before your bye, can you not start your first 8 games 0-8 at the bye week, right? Like, can you win some games against teams in your weight class? That's what we're talking about. It's got to be wins now and not
right. So
you win 2 of your last 3 at the end of the year when teams are playing for nothing.
No, I get that. So on that 3rd down play, he has Garrett Wilson on the out route wide open, and he throws it so late. Yeah. So if he makes that throw and then Folk hits a field goal, like what is your sentiment about him this week if that happened? He hits the out route, 10 yards, kicked a field goal. Like, what were your thoughts on him?
They won in spite of horrible decision-making at coaching and quarterback play. They made one play at the end. Now, when you win a game, it's much easier to deal with your deficiencies throughout the week off of a win. But when there's so many deficiencies that lead to the loss, it leads to this.
Yeah, I'm going to put this out.
Uh-oh. Down goes Jay Quest. Damn.
I think maybe the rest of the roof of his car fell down on him there and took the ball out.
The Jay Quest just
I don't know if it was baggier, his sweatshirt or the ceiling of the car.
Spoiler alert, The show ended in 2007, so I have no problem referencing this. That was the classic Tony Soprano fade to black. Although it wasn't really a fade to black. It was a boom, black. Did Jay Quest get whacked like Tony, or is Tony alive? Is Jay Quest alive? We don't know. We don't know. By the way, to like the point on like what we would be feeling, I think we'd be like, as bad as it was, at least they won. I think we'd focus more on the defense playing well and the positives, but I think we would still be debating the coaching decisions, not going to Tyrod. I think we'd be like, look, well, I think we'd be more lenient because that's just natural as fans, right? It's like, maybe Glenn will learn from all this. At least they still won, like, whatever. But I don't think we'd be feeling like great. I think we would feel way better though, because you have a win. And then it's like, okay, like learn from it, playing a winnable team at home now. Like, go.
The attention would be on lowering the penalties. The defense played better, right? We would focus in a different direction. We would look at some of the positives and say, all right, the defense played great, allowing you to win this game, despite how bad the coaching was, despite how bad the quarterback play was. Found a way to make a play at the end of the game. But now it's, if this doesn't get better, man, many people are losing their jobs. That's how bad it was.
Many people.
Many men who had me quoting 50 Cent. First Neil with Kendrick Lamar, and now me doing 50.
What is this? Who is this guy? Bad freaking Bunny. What is that?
It makes you laugh every time.
Because it's utter confusion. That's the best part of it. It's clear, utter confusion.
Joe has no clue who Bad Bunny is. It's great.
No.
It's great. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is none other than the Lup Man. Hello, Luppy.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hello,
Bad Bunny. Can you hear me?
Oh, we hear you.
Okay, great.
You're good.
Bad Bunny, though. I asked my daughter who that was, so we went down the YouTube rabbit hole. Definitely not a fan. Not a fan. I'll be watching the Puppy Bowl, I think, or something on the halftime show. Neil's takes too is awesome. The shirt, I will definitely sign up for the 60 is the new 50 once that comes out. I'll be part of that. Speaking of shirts, Jake came.
Hey.
Yeah, but it came Monday when he announced that he's not playing. Typical Jet thing that happens to me.
I'm sorry, Luppy. Well, at least you know he's here for the long haul. He's signed long term.
Yes. At least we know that. So I definitely thank you again for that. That was awesome. How
do you not have it on?
Because I don't want to jinx him any further.
Yeah, wait for him to be
I don't know if we can go any further.
Yeah,
I like it. Wait for him to come back after the bye and then put it on.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. So roster, we're talking about what kind of roster we have. I'm sorry, 50% of the roster is the quarterback and head coach combo, because that counts tremendously towards your roster. I know that the coach doesn't play, but he puts the players in the right position to succeed to their maximum effort. And that's, that combination is definitely missing here. I mean, they're playing so bad. I mean, maybe it's me going down the YouTube rabbit hole, but the conspiracy of tanking on purpose, because the guy's a football player. He's been doing this his whole life. He's been coaching. He's in, he was a scout. For him to make these kind of big blunders, it's almost like he's trying to lose. It's bad. And we know how bad it is.
It's pressure, man. It's pressure. He's in over his head right now. He's swimming in it. That's what happens.
Is it that? I mean, he's been doing this his whole life. He should feel comfortable on the sidelines. He should know what's going on. He says he's talking.
He hasn't been head coaching his whole life.
No, but he's been coaching. He's been doing, right. Do you really think it's this bad, Nick? You do?
I just think that it's really bad, but I can't say he's been head coaching his whole life. When you're the guy making those decisions in the moment, it's a lot more difficult than being the assistant and not having to worry about it. Like when the offense is out there for the final drive, he's with the defense with his back to the field, not even like paying attention.
Yeah,
that's what most defensive coordinators are doing. They're with their assistants or they're with the players discussing what's next.
I'm still under if we get this bad the whole year, whether we win 3-4-2, whatever games it is, and he's the coach next year, and it's Woody or it's a conspiracy. It's one or the other. I wish hope he gets better. I really do. I just hope he shows signs. It can't get any worse, right? It's just very difficult to sit there and watch these games. Time after time with the decisions that anybody could make with any kind of common sense. I mean, the fact that he's not paying attention to where we are on the field is just horrible. Get him somebody who can watch that stuff so he can do whatever he wants to do, whatever he's got to do.
Didn't Herman Edwards hire a game manager years ago?
It wasn't
Glenn
Herman. It was
one.
yeah, he has one, and he still does listen to him.
Yeah, well, I'm obviously the guys could tell him what to do, but if the head coach doesn't want to make the decisions, that's the problem. You got to be able to go, and that's
like, what do we need? We need Banjo to stand on the field with his, or like on the sideline with his foot at the hash mark. Like, we need to get to here.
Yeah, he's here. He's here.
Yeah, Glenn doesn't have the red line like we do on the broadcast.
Oh my God, that's crazy. So I am looking forward to this Sunday, though. I'll tell you that. Meet all you guys again. The meetups are always awesome. I think we're going to all be, a little bit pent up, so it's going to get a little crazy out there. I think so. It's going to be fun. Nick, I can't wait to see you. Jake, it's going to be fun. So guys,
lot opens at 8:00. Party starts at 9.
Yeah,
the Lut Man will be there, baby. The Lut Man will be delivering hugs to every Asmaniac.
I gained a little weight in that picture. Looks like.
Love it.
Great.
Lumpy, you're the man. See you Sunday.
Thank you. Take it easy.
Later, buddy.
What is this? Who is this guy? Bad freaking Bunny. What is that?
That's right. This Sunday, the tailgate, unlike any other tailgate, Nick Shine and I will be, not you, Lumpy. Nick Shine and I will be in lot E26 with our guy, Tailgate Joe, who joins us now to preview what the Asmaniacs and Shiners are getting into in this one. Mr. Tailgate Joe, appreciate you hopping on with us. What's going on?
What's on, boys? What's going on?
All right, pal.
What are we looking at Sunday? We know the Jets are terrible, but I've been saying it in any event I've done now the last couple of years. The best part is always all the stuff before the actual game, and I know you're ready to deliver for the people, Joe.
I am, man. I can't do anything about what goes on the field, unfortunately. The Jets won't let me into the facility to talk to everyone, but I will be rocking out in the lot. That one I can control, and we're gonna have a great time. So this Sunday, it is the Asian 80s party. We've been doing that one for quite a few years now. It's going to be an Asian American themed menu. And the DJ will be throwing down some 80s music. So it's a lot of fun. A lot of great food. I'll be there behind I have like a 4-foot diameter pan that I make the hibachi fried rice. There'll be an overdose of egg rolls and dumplings coming out of the fryers. There's going to be barbecue Chinese pork. A few great things. A lot of great food. This one's a really fun one. The food's really great.
Can't wait. The weather looks like it's going to be really nice too.
Yeah. No, it's definitely kind of worked out. I think we're gonna have a beautiful weather. Even a little bit on the warm side. So yeah.
Let's go, Joe. How many years have you been doing tailgates now?
Dude. So officially as Tailgate Joe, the Game Day fan club opened to the public since 2009. So what's that? 16 years now. Longer than anyone in the lot. Been there, just forever. It feels like since before the new stadium, which isn't so new anymore, I guess.
That's a lot of pain that you've had to deal with while doing this, man. And can you break down the New Jersey State Police with the alcohol stuff? Like, give us your experience with that. Like, why are they cracking down now on organized tailgates with not being able to serve alcohol for ticketed events?
I don't think it's the Jets. I think it's MetLife Stadium. I don't want to speculate too much on that. But I whatever the case may be, they don't want the organized tailgate parties offering and having any type of alcohol at their parties anymore. Even though it's, a game day fan club and it's not a business and we're not selling the alcohol or anything like that. They just don't want it. I'm in the process of some summonses that I got for it and all that stuff. But whatever, it is what it is. So there's no booze, but people are welcome to. They're allowed and they're welcome to BYOB whatever they want to bring. And we're going to make it super easy for them. So we have set up a mixers and mocktail bar with a bartender, every type of mixer that you could think that you would need. There'll be coolers if someone needs to borrow a cooler to put anything on. There'll be clean ice, cups, like everything you need to enjoy whatever kind of beverages that you want to bring along with you. And so, we're making it very easy for people to kind of keep going and keep having a party. And, if I'm being honest, I know some of the organized parties, like, alcohol's like the big thing and all the shots and all that stuff. That was never Tailgate Joe. That was never really what we were about. We didn't even have hard alcohol at my parties. We never have. But with me, it's about the food, right? It's about the food. I take a lot of pride in that. I'm the only one that I know of that's like actually doing the food ourselves. So it's not like some kind of catered thing at all with, warmed up trays of, whatever you would find at a random, backyard birthday party for a 10-year-old. And so that's continuing and that's staying and getting better. So, if you're into that stuff, that's, where the party you want to be at. It's a great atmosphere. There's the DJ. We still have the beer pong tables, beer pong, flip cup all set up, cornhole, all of that. So it's just a great time. And now you can bring exactly what you want and we'll make it easy for you to enjoy that as well.
Love it. Joe, I'm pumped.
Yeah.
Big fella has a super chat here. He wants the full menu. He wants the full breakdown of what he can
All right.
expect.
So let's see. Like I said, the hibachi fried rice, making it there on site. That's a lot of fun. Chinese barbecue char siu pork. I do that with a pork tenderloin. It's my own marinade. It's delicious. Some people say it's the best thing that I cook in the lot. We're doing the Asian Persuasion burger, which is a Pat LaFreda blend of chuck brisket and short rib, topped with pepper jack cheese and our Kung Lao burger sauce. We're doing deep fried hot dogs with an Asian slaw, a bunch of different types of dumplings, egg rolls, spring rolls.
Yes.
Yeah, all of that stuff. And my mother will be, it's not Asian, but at the end of every party, I've got my mother there stuffing cannolis fresh. She's got that.
Well,
Love it.
Perfect, because as a diabetic who has a sweet tooth, can you talk about the spread of desserts that you put out, right as the party's winding down? Because the amount of cookies last year, was ridiculous.
There'll be all that. There'll be all the cookies and sweets as well. I'm like a child when I'm shopping and I'm prepping for the party and all those things. There'll be mounds of Twinkies and all that other stuff as well. Like I said, I'm a big kid. So all that's there, all that fun stuff.
Awesome.
Tailgate Joe, will the Jets ever not stink? Your thoughts?
Bro, here's the craziness, man. Like I said, I've been doing this since 2009. I've never had a home playoff game. There's never been one home playoff game in Tailgate Joe's history that we were able to enjoy. What we do in the lot and revel in the playoffs. So we've been away, and I've done that, and we know that's been a long time, but never at home. And so I don't know, man. Look, I am the eternal optimist. And I'm always kind of want to be a cheerleader for the team. Fan is short for fanatic, and you don't need to be logical, and you frequently are not logical if you are a fanatic, right? And so I separate logic and common sense from my fandom, but that's very hard right now, right? It's very hard with what we're seeing, and I don't know where the blame lies, right? I feel like what we're seeing on the field, and Nick, I think I texted this to you 2 or 3 weeks ago, right? Is this the worst on the field performance and team that we've ever seen, right? But, and it may be, but is it the worst? Is it talent-wise the worst team we've ever had?
Not even close.
I've got to say, not even close,
No.
right?
The Sam
Not even
Darnold team in
close.
2020 there was nobody worth besides Quinnen, Adams, and Sam Darnold. I don't think there was anyone else who could start on other.
Jamal wasn't even on the team anymore. He was gone at that point. It was just Quinnen and TJ Mosley wasn't even there because he opted out. So,
and look at the skill positions we have versus look at the playoff teams of 2009, 2010, where we were just using everyone's retreads at the skill positions, right? Versus a guy like Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall that we have now. And we're not scoring any points, and we're not but and I had said when before on a few shows, what people ask what do you think the team's going to go, and I said, look, I think this team on its skill alone, regardless of Justin Fields, the team's got 5 or 6 wins in it, right? Because like that's what we've gotten even in these bad years recently, where the team's been where we haven't had any quarterback play at all. To go 0-6, you know, and you see these like heroic almost comebacks we have in a few of these games, right? Where and I don't know, maybe part of that is because it's garbage time and the other teams are just allowing it. But like the skill's there, the talent's there. It's frustrating. And so like what's the reason? Like what's the blame? Like what do you fix? You know, like I don't think it's that there's no talent. So what is it? Like what's going on?
Coaching
Is
and
it
quarterback
like
play
a
makes
culture
such a
problem?
big difference. It's coaching and quarterback play. If you don't have a coach and a quarterback, you don't have a chance in this league.
Yeah, dude. It's just like the culture is, and you know, Aaron Glenn. I was excited for it because I think Aaron Glenn comes from a great tree and has, I think, the winning culture. Like you know, but it's just not showing this year. It's just not showing, and so now we're in this a terrible position because what do you do for next year?
Well, we'll see how bad it gets, Joe. Because if it's worst pick in the draft bad, I think there's a real conversation about starting over and getting a real offensive-minded coach for this rookie quarterback you're picking.
Right, because you kind of have to. I mean, that's a conversation probably for another day. But yeah, it's going to be a real like if we got the number one pick and like I don't know how we don't we don't end up with it. Like it really becomes we're in a pickle that we've got to really figure out. So, but look, you know, we're 0-6. We've got 11 games left. Let's see what they can do, what they can pull out. You know.
Oh, the pain!
Might not win Sunday, but all of us who are coming to the party are going to win.
That's right.
That's the thing, man. That's the thing. You know, we will look, and I've said this before, and I've made posts, you know, before. When the team gets bad like this, when a team really kind of is really on that slide, that's when I turn the knob from 10 to 11 on the party, right? And so the food, everything is going to get better. We're gonna bust our humps on that, and we're gonna bring it for the Tailgate Joe fans.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Joe, awesome to work with you on this, man. We're going to have a blast Sunday.
Dude, I really appreciate it. I appreciate, you know, you guys joining us again. I think we've had, you know, fun in the past. I'm really excited for all of your guests and your followers that are going to be a first time to Tailgate Joe and to get to experience it. And, you know, we're there in the lot every game. The menu always changes up. But the food is the thing. It's something that I'm passionate about. And, you know, come join us. If you're not following me on Instagram, please go follow Tailgate Joe on Instagram. You can catch up with everything we're doing, see everything that's going on. And let's just have a great time in the lot.
Can't wait. Joe, see you Sunday. Let's go, baby.
Right on. JETS, boys. JETS.
Always.
Sunday,
Tailgate
buddy.
Joe. Let's go with us there. Nick, I'm pumped. And we got to tell someone in the chat to calm their freaky down. Jay Graves super chats and says, I can't wait for a deep fried wiener.
Calm your freaky down.
Well, I'm bringing her to the game. She'll be coming up with us, so I'll try to take care of her.
Calm your freaky down.
Hey, now.
I'll try to take care of that for her on the car ride.
All right. This name I always screw up. Snake Plissken. Did I get it right finally?
Yeah.
Boom. Tailgate on. JETS. Jets. That's right. Can't wait. Bo C, he writes in.
China.
I never want my team to lose, but if we go 0-7 every single win after that point, we'll be salt in an already gaping wound. For the love of God, win. Kind of feels that way, right, Bo? I mean, you know, maybe if they start 0-7, but they beat the Bengals and they're not winless at their bye, it might feel a little better. I don't know, but they got to win games, man. The wins can't come against the Saints and the Bills playing nobody 2 of their last 3 games. That's not when the wins need to happen. They need to happen now. This one is from @QF4, but I looked up his username. It's actually Matt L, but thanks to you two for ruining the chat. I didn't know that initially. He writes in Insanity's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. 1,000%. I know we wanted to get on board with Glenn because he's a former Jet and all that, but I go back to something that I've been saying the entire time they were looking for a head coach, and this was not even when the search started. This was in early December of last year.
And I'll tell you right now, if you bring in a first-time coordinator, you can write it down. He'll be walking out the door again in 3 years.
Couldn't agree more. This job, no matter who they hire, is not a job for first-timers. You have to bring in someone that has already been successful in the league. Got to get someone that has done it before. And if you have the number 1 pick, it's an offensive coach. It cannot be another defensive coach for the first pick of the draft. Just can't do it.
it's rough, man. You got to go. If you're going to move on, I am fully on board with going and getting any of the names that Kyle Clifton put before. You need an offensive guy. You need a guy who can coach a quarterback. You need a guy who can raise this offense to a modern day NFL offense and has hands-on day in and day out with a young quarterback.
You want some Jet news that's not official, but it seems likely?
Is it good or bad?
Neutral. Depends how you feel. Looks like they're going to be wearing the all green jersey look. Green
that's
helmet,
great.
Green jersey, green pants.
Yeah, let's take a quarterback who can't read the field and put green jerseys, green pants, and green helmets on green grass and hope that now he'll see everything perfectly.
Didn't think of that. Maybe this is not good news. I think this is their worst combination, by the way. I think this is gross. I like when they wear the green and the white pants.
Yeah, agreed.
All right.
I don't like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now we only have one person that's gifted a membership. I'm going to gift another one coming up because we have a great giveaway here. I mean, one of the great Jets of the last 25 years, Lavernius Cole, signed helmet. So if you want to win, gift one channel membership or send in a $10 super chat or higher to qualify. And then you're automatically entered in next week's weekly raffle. We've been doing them every week since December 1st of last year. This is raffle 45. We're giving away a signed JJ jersey, signed Corbett football, and a signed Broadway Joe Namath helmet. So I'm going to give the membership coming up. I'll give people a chance to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and then make sure they have the setting turned on that they want to be eligible to receive a gifted membership. Hey, shout out to our friend JT who just gifted a channel membership. Hit it. Chris Hansen, you received the membership there from our pal JT. Let's say hello to Frank, who's up next this segment. Hello, Frank.
What's up, Jake?
What's up, Frank?
What's up, Nick? So just a little bit of a rant. It's funny. I was listening to a couple of guys, and I know that you and Jake. I'm not sure you know Richie Malura from New York, from NY Jets Media.
I do. He's a friend of mine. Yep.
He's to me, he's the ultimate Jets optimistic fan. He did a video saying 5 reasons why you shouldn't fire Aaron Glenn, and I watched it this morning, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I like misery watching Jets content. I mean, to me, you're one of the only honest, reporters about the Jets or content creators that speaks about the real issues that the Jets have. And I was just watching, and I said, you're giving me 5 reasons, but he's beating his chest that, the Jets cleaned up their mistakes against Denver. Okay, it's one game. The first 5 games, the Jets were horrible. Mistakes everywhere. Offense, defense, special teams, coaching. It didn't matter what. Okay, it's one game. I was like, give it the next 5 games. See what they look like. I want to see no penalties over the next 5 games. I want to see no bad coaching decisions going into halftime with no strategy. I was saying, well, we went for it on 4th down, and then we were just going to hold the ball for the last 30 seconds. It just doesn't make sense. And I told you when I called, after the Broncos game, I love Aaron Glenn. I loved him as a player. First Jets jersey I ever owned was Aaron Glenn. But if it's not for nostalgia, at 0-6, most fans are screaming for him to be fired. It just doesn't make sense when you look at Aaron Glenn. And I mentioned this to Richie. Richie never likes to answer my comments because he feels I'm overly negative. But I'm also a realist. If you wind up with the first overall pick, you cannot have him coach a rookie quarterback. You cannot set this kid up for failure, because if Aaron Glenn doesn't have a winning season in his second season, let's say it's as bad as this season, you've already set your quarterback up for another future failure at quarterback. So what are you going to do? Then go hire a new coach, where now a second-year quarterback is going to have to learn a brand new offense, like the Bears did with Caleb Williams by keeping Eberflus, then bringing in Ben Johnson. You're only setting this team up for failure. It's fine if you had, if they had gone out and signed Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, somebody that's a veteran that has shown improvement. Justin Fields has shown no improvement whatsoever. So if you're going to draft a rookie quarterback, which I said they're going to, whether it's the first pick, the second pick, it doesn't matter. They're either going to take the kid from Oregon, or they're going to take Mendoza from Indiana, one of those two. Maybe Garrett Nussmeier flies up the boards as the season ends. But you can't set up a rookie quarterback for failure. And if you feel like as if, okay, I'm going to give him 2 years, and if I don't see drastic improvement after year 2, you might as well fire him a year early before being too late. At least that's the one thing about Bill Belichick that even as Jets fans, we all watch. He would trade away players a year away from them falling out of their prime. He was always Get them out while they have value. Get them out before they fall off a cliff. It's just so that I don't have to hold on to them too long to see them fall off a cliff. I'd rather be a year early than a year too late. And I like Aaron Glenn, but the answer to the media, what kind of question is that? All you had to do with Tyrod Taylor is just get him into the fourth quarter. That last drive, you're telling me Tyrod Taylor couldn't get you, what was it? What was it needed? 20 yards, 18 yards to get into a manageable field goal situation when Nick Folk made a 58-yarder, 2 weeks prior or the week prior? I mean, it is insane. The definition, like somebody said in the super chats, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Why do you keep hiring defensive coordinators, especially first-time head coaches, and thinking that this is going to change? At least if you draft a rookie quarterback and you get an offensive coordinator, they speak the same language. It makes the transition easier for a rookie quarterback. You can digest and you can stomach their mistakes. This is insane. I said, I love this team. I've loved this team for 30 plus years. I told you, Jake, the other day, my father, the biggest regret I have is my father making me a Jets fan, making me endure the same pain and suffering that he went through. I don't know how much more I can actually physically stomach. Because I live in Tampa. I go to Buccaneers games. I get to watch quality football. Todd Bowles has turned himself into a good coach. Maybe not great, but a good coach. His mistakes, it took him a while to learn. But when he took that back seat to Bruce Arians, when he first came down here and became a defensive coordinator again for Tampa, he learned by watching Bruce Arians. He got more aggressive with Baker Mayfield in the offense, going for it on fourth down. Even if he's in his own zone, he doesn't do it very often, but he does it when he feels it's necessary. I just wish I saw some signs of progress from Aaron Glenn through the first 6 weeks. And unfortunately, it's not progress. It's regression. The team has gotten worse. First, it was the defense and special teams. The offense looked like, okay, they're moving the ball. Now you're seeing the defense got better. The special teams got better. The coaching decisions on defense, especially from Steve Wilkes on play calling, got better against Denver. But the offense took 5 steps back. How much longer do we need to tolerate this before Woody Johnson, and Woody Johnson is a billionaire, by the way, $60 million to pay out Aaron Glenn to sit at home is a drop in the bucket for somebody who's a billionaire.
Well, Frank, it's an ego thing at the end of the day. Good call, man. Love the passion. It's not just about the money, because the money, like, it doesn't count against the cap. And if Woody really had to, I think he would do it. It's he oversaw this search process. These are his hires for the first time since Bowles and McCagnon. Does he want to admit he screwed up royally after 1 year and fire Glenn? He might. I mean, Woody's very reactionary, and he would be justified if it remains this bad and they're picking number 1 overall. But I think that's really my bigger question. It's an ego thing. Is he willing to pull the plug on a quote-unquote franchise legend, if it, continues to look like this? And there's one thing I do want to correct in the chat. Henny says Jake's the only content creator saying fire Glenn. No, I'm not saying fire Glenn. I'm not. I argued yesterday. Someone said fire him now. I go, that'd be the dumbest thing they could do. He gets the full year. Don't meddle. 11 games left. See if he can show improvement. Coach out of it. The last thing the Jets need to do, Nick, is fire Glenn right now. And then your perception is, oh, here's Woody, second time in 2 seasons, firing a coach in the middle of the year, firing a franchise legend 6 games in. How could you do that? Just let it play out. And if you want to attract a legit candidate, that you need to give Glenn the year, have the number 1 pick, cap space, and the opportunity to draft their quarterback, plus a decent offensive line, Garrett, and some players on defense. That's not a terrible spot for a head coach to want to be a part of, but you can't fire a coach in season. So I'm not saying fire Glenn. I hope Glenn coaches well enough where we look back on this year and go, it was as bad as it could possibly be at the beginning, but he showed a lot down the stretch, and we feel better about the direction of this franchise going forward.
Yeah. Right now, it's just about going uphill, right? It's about getting better week after week, day after day, play call after play call, decision after decision. Like, you've shown you're inept. Get better. Just get better, and then let the chips fall where they may. I can't say he's getting fired. I can't say he's being retained, because there's still 11 games left. And I think the worst thing for the Jets is Woody being Woody and firing another coach in season back-to-back years, because now the attention goes to Woody. Woody needs to let Glenn crash and burn, get the number 1 pick, move on, or he gets better, and then you could say, listen, we believed in him, his first-time head coach. We saw some things he got better with throughout the season, and we believe in him. But it's still to be determined. We can't make that call now. If it stays this bad, you're gone. If you get better, now you're just losing games because of talent or poor quarterback play, you can go to ownership and say, listen, we have our offensive line set. We got Garrett Wilson. We have a young tight end. We just need better quarterback play. And we have a plan to develop him. We have a plan. You can present your plan to ownership to maintain your job. But I got to see how it plays out, and we can't definitively say it's going to be good or bad going forward. You hope you learn on the job. Anybody who starts a new job, there's a learning curve, but you got to get better. Sunday was as bad of a coach game as I've seen, and I've been a fan since '85.
Well said. All right, last chance to get in the raffle. I'm currently counting the membership names. I also want to recap Neil's call. He called in earlier, said he only had 1 point to make. Well, Boomtown, our resident Asmaniac statistician and historian, he writes in the full recap here. Point 1, confused why the Jets didn't kick the damn field goal. Point 2, notes that 60 is the new 50. Point 3, believes the roster is top 22 in the league. Point 4, believes the Jets roster is better than both Dallas and Miami. Point 5, confirms he feels bad for nobody. Point 6, thinks that epilepsy might be an issue hurting Fields' on-field performance. Point 7, Neil does not know who Kendrick Lamar is. Point 8, notes he's also unfamiliar with Bad Bunny's work. Point 9, convinced Fields isn't the guy. Point 10, would prefer Flacco under center next week than Fields. Neil's 1 point turned into 10 this call.
What is this? Who is this guy? Bad freaking Bunny. What is that?
What a recap. Boom. Well done.
I texted Boom on Discord. I guess he didn't see it. I said you should make it 1A, 1B. So it's only 1 point with a whole bunch of different ones underneath. That's it, man. Going out for one beer, honey. That's the deal. I'm going out for one beer.
Bo C in the raffle for 5.
Bo knows football. Bo knows baseball. Bo knows tennis. Bo knows basketball, too.
Bo knows channel memberships.
Thank you, Bo. If you got a membership, thank him. Bucks Fanatic. He won a Joe Namath helmet 2 weeks ago, but guess what? Or I guess it was last week. I reached out to him. I go, I'll send you the Namath helmet, or maybe I could find you something equivalent for the team you actually root for, because Bucks Fanatic, he loves the show, even though he's not a Jet fan. And we sent him a signed Warren Sapp helmet that I believe arrived yesterday. So Bucks Fanatic, thank you for the 5 memberships. We'll put you in the raffle, and if you win, we'll come up with something again that is Tampa Bay equivalent. Eli Betts in the Asmaniac raffle for 5. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Hit it, Beast.
I got gas right now.
Thank you, Eli. Spencer Green is gifted has sent in a $10 super check, getting 2 memberships, 2 raffle tickets. Breaking news: Jets trade Breece Hall to the wicked realm of Hogwarts in return for 2 brooms, some butterbeer, and Beast Breaker.
Pew, pew, pew. Abracadoodle.
Spencer, thank you. Another one from Spencer. He says, Frank, what if Aaron Glenn wins the Super Bowl next year? Talking realistic, then you say, well, what if this, what if that, lost? I don't think Frank was off base, though, Spencer. Like, if Aaron Glenn's team is the worst team in the NFL with this roster, which is nowhere near the worst team in the NFL from a talent standpoint, not even close, I think you got to strongly consider it, as we've been saying. The Lup Man. How about this, Nick Shine? The Lup Man just delivered 5 channel memberships for the people.
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Money.
Luppy, thank you very much. And then who better than the great Mimosa? She checks back in and just sent in 10 channel memberships. She's playing to win a Lavernius Cole signed helmet coming up.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Hell yeah. By the way, Herm Edwards, as bad as he was at times with clock management, they win that game if he's coaching the Jets. That's for sure.
They win that game with Bobby and Mikey coaching that game.
Oh, man. All right, one more call. Today's closer is Jordan, and then we'll raffle away the prize and get out of here. Hello, Jordan.
What's up, Jake? What's up, Nick?
What's up, pal?
I just want to say I'm so tired of the losing. This franchise has been terrible for how many years now? Like how many?
All of them.
How many drafts are we going to go through where we draft a freaking safety and then trade him 4 years later? Or they just don't work out. When's the last time the Jets drafted a good linebacker in the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round? How many guys have we gone through where we only get one good guy out of a draft?
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with these guys. I can't put down. I think Muji had a good draft. He got Membu, he got Taylor. You saw Kiko come in, be a top 5 linebacker this week.
He had a decent draft, but I'm just saying overall, as a franchise within the last 15 years, 20 years.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with these guys. I can't relate that to them.
But it goes deeper than that, Nick. It's deeper than that. How many? There's people that have been watching this team for 50, 60 years and
Yeah, but
have
that
only seen a couple winning seasons. Why can't we ever hire a coach that is actually capable of turning this thing around in one season or making the team look half decent in
What's
one
crazy
season?
is that used to be the case with the first timers they would hire, right? Al Groh had a winning record. They missed the playoffs and they choked, but the winning record. Herm made the playoffs in his first year. Mangini made the playoffs his first year. Rex made the playoffs his first 2 years, went to the championship game. Even Bowles had a winning season. That's the last winning season the Jets had. They went 10-6 in his first year.
Right, right. But ever since they fired Bowles, it's been nothing but a shit show.
Well, yeah, they went Gase, who was 7-9 his first year through a 1-7 start, and
It's
then
just
Sala was 4-13.
the point I'm trying to make is like I understand why they hired Aaron Glenn, but I feel like if we did have an experienced coach, with saying Brian Flores or Mike McCarthy, it would have been a different type of season. And Aaron Glenn said, "I want the fans to be proud of this team at the end of the year." What is there to be proud of?
Nothing.
There's
That's the
nothing
answer.
to be proud of. There's nothing to be excited for to go and watch a game on Sunday for the New York Jets. We only watch the games because we like the players. And yet we're still trying to trade. They're talking
that's not
about
why I
trading
watch it.
Jermaine Johnson, a leader on
That
the
might be
team.
your take, Jordan. But that's not why I watch it.
It's not to watch them win, I'll tell you that. They haven't
No,
done that.
I'm a fan of the team. I don't care who's on the team. I root for the team. I don't have any. I don't root
know,
for
man.
players. I root for the Jets.
It's just tiresome. It's honestly tiresome. I want to see a change, man. I want to see them get back to the playoffs and be competitive and be fighting for a wild card spot. You know, it's not too much to ask for a decent fucking coach to come in and actually know what the fuck he's doing. That's not too much to ask for.
It's not. And the problem is they keep getting it wrong seemingly with their hires, Jordan. That's what it comes down to. You're not asking for too much. There's plenty of examples to point to. But until they get it right, this continues. And if it keeps getting as bad as it is, then there has to be real conversations about, can we afford to take the chance to move forward with this coach when we have the first pick in the draft and we're taking a young quarterback? We can't ruin that guy. And even if you pick the right quarterback, as they did with Sam, you could ruin him. As history has shown, the Jets ruined Sam Darnold. They put him in the worst possible situation from a talent and then coach perspective. Sam was playing well at the end of his rookie year, and then they gave him Gase, and the roster got stripped down. They made terrible personnel decisions around him, and the rest is history.
I'll never forget the year we scored 34 points in 3 straight games against the Redskins, Giants, and Raiders. I thought we had the quarterback. I thought we had it all figured out. We scored
That was with
34.
Gase, though. That was 2019. The year before, when Sam played the last 4 games, was the highest-rated quarterback in the league as a rookie. Like when he went toe-to-toe with Prime Rodgers at MetLife, or toe-to-toe with the Texans, who were a playoff team, an 11-win team in 2018, with Deshaun Watson actually good at that point. Like, Sam was excellent the last couple games of that season.
That 3 games window, though, where we scored 34 each game,
Yeah.
I was like, that's it. We got to figure it out, man. We're going to be great forever.
Tough. Spencer Green, our last super chat here before the raffle, says, breaking news, Jets trade Alan Lazard and Quincy Williams. Return. Bobby, by God, Midnight, Gorman, and Beast. Somehow our cap space took a hit because we got to pay their asses for not having a job.
J-O-B, job, job, job.
What's the deal with Benedict Gorman? What's he doing these days, Nick Shine?
Well, I emailed him to try to call in, and he hasn't. He's on a whirlwind right now, man. He's on an emotional roller coaster. We found out the other night on the Addy show that he's not taking his meds, and it's like, it's the point. Like, I got to message his mother today. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shoot his mother a message. Like, I don't know if you're aware, but Charles told us the other day he's off his meds. He's not being himself, and now we figured out why.
Benedict Gorman.
So it's I feel bad for him, but I told him, man, I'm like, listen, I have no interest in this Colts Jets drama that you've created. Like, I wish you well, but I don't need to be a part of it on a daily basis, bro.
He's a traitor.
Rebecca says I divorce him.
Wow.
Rebecca, I have a question for you, Rebecca, because he was a little he was lying to us the other day. How many emails did he send you?
Oh, no.
First, he said 0, and she's like, well, she never replied. I'm like, Charles, that means you sent something if she never replied. He goes, oh, well, maybe 1.
Definitely more than 1.
Yes.
No one's a worse liar than Charles Gorman. Nobody.
3. There we go. Rebecca says 3.
Unbelievable.
All right. We didn't get that number, Addie.
Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, we've all tried to help Charles, right? Like, I got mad the other day at Charles, and he's trying to explain, well, this team doesn't deserve I'm trying to start a revolution. Charles, you're turning your back on the community. The Jets didn't help you out when you got catfished. The Jets weren't bringing you for job interviews. The Jets haven't brought you places. We have. Like, to turn your back on us, and he doesn't get that. He doesn't process that. You know what I mean? Like, we've, as a community, I'm not going to the game for the Jets on Sunday, Jake. We're going to see one another.
Oh,
right?
if we didn't have the event,
family.
No, of course. If the Jets, if we did not have this event scheduled from the summer, right? We planned to do the Panther game as our thing. I wouldn't be going. I wouldn't go watch this team right now. I don't criticize anyone who goes and wants to have fun or tailgates or has season tickets and wants to go, but I would not go to a single game if we didn't already have this scheduled for 6 months already.
I've told you previously that Mr. Gorman called a couple weeks after, and we gave him all that money, and he wanted to return it. And I was like, Mr. Gorman, keep it. Put it towards Charles in the new apartment. I don't even know who it came from. Now, damn it, I'm calling Mr. Gorman today. I'm gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, we want the money back. Your son's an ingrate.
Man. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt L., who's got a weird username here, but we looked it up and verified. He gifted 5 channel memberships. He's in the raffle, baby.
1 in 16 and change the regime.
Matt, good luck. You're in for 5. One last super chat. I already read that one. All right, so we're all set. Ladies and gentlemen, who's ready to spin the wheel of champions?
Don't do it.
I am. What do you mean?
Don't do it.
Don't spin it?
Don't spin it.
Why
Go
not?
back to your chat GPT and add Nick Shine for a few, my friend.
Oh, Nick Shine just entered the Asmaniac raffle for 5. Hey, now.
And Jet fans are clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything. This is a really good hire. Gase is a great coach. Okay, Adam Gase is Kyle Shanahan before Kyle Shanahan. Gase is a great coach.
The Nick Shine Show. Nick Shine.
Why the hell do I get that clip?
Well, because it's funny.
It's sad, bro. It's sad.
Would you prefer? Hold on.
I just don't want to be affiliated with Adam Gase. You're good. You don't have to play.
I'll give you something good. Let's see.
Now. That's what you said.
Yikes. I'm trying to see. What do I have for you, Nick? I'll give you something special. I'll give you something magical. I'll give you something that only you are deserving of. Stay with me as I scroll through my endless thing of clips here.
2 million videos.
Found it.
Oh.
Does that work?
That's good.
Party with Peg and Artie. I can't start this raffle. People keep gifting. All right. Peg and Artie, you're in the raffle for 1. Thank you. Also, let's make sure that we get another listener who I see. YouTube, please load. Maddie P99. Maddie P in for 1. Thank you, Maddie. All right. We're cutting everyone off because I got to run. Time to spin the wheel of champions.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Oh, baby. Nick, call your shot. Who's going to win the helmet? Who do you think is going to become a champion of the Asmaniac raffle and win a signed Lavernius Coles helmet?
Luppy.
Nick is going with Luppy. Ladies and gentlemen, we find out right now.
I called it last week. Let's see if the streak
You did.
continues.
You did
I have
call it.
retired from guessing if Kyle Clifton's inside or outside. So let's see.
Oh, she did it again, folks. She can't be stopped.
Nice.
Mimosa is your winner. Let's go, baby. Hit it. Mimosa, shout out to you. She's won 3 prizes within the last week. I believe it's a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey, a signed, I don't remember what the other one was. It was 2 signed items. It might have been a Klecko. Signed Klecko, signed Jermaine, and then signed now Lavernius Cole's helmet. Congrats, Mimosa. You're awesome. Thank you, as always, for your incredible support. Mimosa went toe-to-toe with an a-hole Cowboy fan a few weeks ago and lived to tell the tale, even though she got ejected from MetLife.
I need that story. Mimosa, you could call into my show and tell the story unedited. It's okay. I don't have sponsorship.
Oh, she got the helmet yesterday. What helmet did you win? Was it a Corvette helmet, Mimosa? I forget. But either way, she's watching the show live. She says, thanks, Jake. Mimosa, you're awesome. Congratulations. We'll get that helmet sent out to you this week. Nick, plug your channel before we get out of here. Appreciate you hopping on and can't wait, obviously, for you and I to commiserate with great Jet fans all together on Sunday.
Yeah, the Nick Shine Show. I just dropped the link in the chat just now. I will be going live in about 15 minutes. So we'll talk about Justin Fields. Is this the last chance for him as Jets quarterback? So it was really bad on Sunday, as we all know. And I can't wait for Sunday. We got a lot of people traveling to come to this game, and it's going to be a great time. This community is more important than the team. The team was just a catalyst that brought us all.
How's Nick Shine going to go live with dog shit Wi-Fi, folks? That's what many are wondering.
It's not the Wi-Fi. It's the computer. The computer's been acting up. The Wi-Fi, I got a gig. So it's not the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is Nick Shine. My name is Jake Asman. We're back this afternoon in the 4 p.m. hour. RSVP to the watch party if you want to commiserate and watch the Jets-Bengals game with us in New York City at an awesome spot known as Goldies Tavern down the block from Penn Station and Madison Square Garden. Let's go, baby. We're all in this together, Jet fans. See many of you Sunday. He's Nick Shine. My name is Jake Asman. I will talk to you guys soon, and I'll play you guys out with a clip that feels appropriate on a day like today. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy.
I hate this team. I hate them. I hate them.
Here it is. Little Victor Cruz dance. Oh, Victor.
The Jets are going to come back. No, they're not. They're never going to come back. They're never going to come back.